Man's Opinion. Today I am reviewing Summer Theatre of New Canaan's production of Mary Poppins with original music and lyrics by Richard M. Sherman and Robert B. Sherman, book by Julian Fellows, new songs and additional music and lyrics by George Stiles and Anthony Drewe, co-created by Cameron Mackintosh based on the stories of P.L. Travers and the Walt Disney film, directed by Melody Meitrott Libonati and choreographed by Doug Shankman, running through July 28th at New Canaan High School at 11 Farm Road in New Canaan, Connecticut. A spoonful of sugar may help the medicine go down, but when it comes to keeping the show running, I rely on the support of viewers like you. So after watching this review, go visit my Patreon page where you can, for as little as $1 a month, support this show, as well as my classic cinema podcast, Yesterday's Matinee, where the latest episode, Places in the Heart, is up on Patreon and Spotify. Thank you to my current patrons, especially my Neo and Hamilton tier patrons, and welcome to the new ones. I grew up with Mary Poppins and would watch it almost every time I visited my grandparents. Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke are heroes of my childhood as the magical nanny Mary Poppins and Renaissance man Bert. Seriously, why do people call him a chimney sweep in regards to the film, or the musical for that matter? Every day he has a different job. Anyway, the film Mary Poppins is so near and dear to my heart that when the stage adaptation opened on Broadway in 2006, I went to see it as soon as I could. I was so excited to see one of my favorite movies adapted for the stage. Well, I was immensely disappointed. The number of changes made due to the complex relationship between Cameron Mackintosh and P.L. Travers and Disney really soured the stage production for me. The reworking of the story and the introduction of George Stiles and Anthony Drewe's additional music diminishes what should have been an adaptation that really didn't need much changing. It is the best movie made under Walt's personal supervision, and I think the best purely Disney film ever made. The musical is still the same story. Unruly Jane and Michael Banks, played alternately by Avery Jackson with Kate Panagrossi and Camilo Velasquez Escamilla with Carlos Velasquez Escamilla, have chased off another nanny, and Mary Poppins, played by Emily Grace Tucker, comes in to repair the family banks. Most importantly, the negligent, work-focused father, George Banks, played by Sean Hannon. Along the way, we have episodic experiences as the children learn lessons about themselves that bring a deeper connection with their father. Theoretically, it should still work, but alas, we get a Frankenstein of a show as Mackintosh attempts to honor Travers' lingering distrust of Disney while giving the audience what they really wanted, which was the Sherman Brothers' classic songs. Songs are relocated, scenes are dropped in favor of different scenes from the books, and Stiles and Drewe's score doesn't measure up to the Sherman Brothers' best work. Sure, there are things that may not have been feasible on stage, but for the most part, considering what earlier Disney Broadway productions have been able to pull off with Beauty and the Beast and The Lion King, it shouldn't be all that much. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the stage adaptation of Mary Poppins, and I admit that is due to personal bias for the film. With all that said, how does Summer Theatre of New Canaan do with the show? Well, they do the best job they can with what they've been given. I think the cast is really good. Emily Grace Tucker's performance as Mary Poppins shows the necessary delicate balance for the role, with Edwardian propriety mixed with slight whimsy. Stephen Petrovich fills his Bert with brilliant wide-eyed wonder. Meanwhile, Avery Jackson and Camilo Velasquez Escamilla, who I saw the night I was in attendance, were properly mischievous as the two Banks children. But Mary Poppins doesn't work if the father, George Banks, isn't believable, since it's his journey that is most important in the story, and Sean Hannon finds that depth and heart needed to make the story feel whole. There's no scenic designer in the program for some reason, but I do like the overall set design. The Banks home is very practical in its concept, as elements of it rotates to be repurposed as the children's bedroom. I also like Lauren Nicole Sherwood's costume design, offering a rich menagerie of costumes from chimney sweeps to pearlies to Edwardian finesse. Shankman has some excellent dance moments, especially during the show-stopping Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and Step in Time numbers. This is a show that I appreciate that there may be people who disagree with me, and that's fine. Some people will be more forgiving of the changes and prefer Stiles and Drewe's music. Maybe the stage version is what you're more familiar with, and you enjoy it more than a film version. I get that. That's fine. But like I said, I admit to having a strong bias against the stage version in favor of the film. If you feel the same way, this show is an easy pass. But if you haven't seen the stage version of Mary Poppins, or you're a fan of the stage version and want to experience a really enjoyable production, Summer Theater of New Canaan has produced a solid show. And if you like it or you want to experience it, I recommend so. But I am only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see Mary Poppins, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get tickets. Also in the description will be a link to my Patreon page. Be sure to visit that if you'd like to support the show. You can also support me by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and click the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be, how about that? I'm reviewing The Prom again, this time up at Sharon Playhouse. My most recent review was a production of The Prom. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the theater.